Hi there, welcome to my video. Today we are going to make homemade washi tape. It's not going to be a complicated process, and we are going to use materials that you probably already have on hand. This is a sample of something that I made previously, and I feel like washi tape is just a great way to accent some of your mixed media projects and add a little bit more of a personal flair to it, especially with colors that you enjoy and designs that really kind of speak to your style. So I pulled aside some materials already. We do need some kind of either wax paper or parchment paper. This is going to be the masking tape. You can use any width, thickness that you like. I pulled out some stencils, some ink for stamps, some stamps, and paints. Use what you have on hand. Doesn't have to be anything complicated, but just pull some items that really go along with your style, because I always feel like if you have the materials that really speak to your heart and speak to your style, then you'll be much more prone to use them and keep creating. All right, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is cut off a piece of wax paper or parchment paper, whatever you're using. I am using parchment paper. I don't think it really makes a difference, but whatever you have on hand is great. This is just going to be our basic tray, for lack of a better word, where we're going to set up the actual tape. So next, you're just going to take your masking tape, whatever thickness you have is fine, and we're just going to put down a bunch of strips. I'm a big fan of putting them close together because you are going to be working on them. It kind of is helpful when you're creating like a cohesive feeling to the tape to have them closer together, because it could seem like they're one continuous piece of tape. This is going to be our substrate that we're actually working on. And the next thing you want to do is just pick out some colors that you want to put on the tape for the background. So they don't have to be colors that you use all the time. They can be accents, because you want to remember that this tape you will be using in your mixed media artwork, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact colors that you're using. They can be complementary. So I want this to be more of like an earthy feel to it. So I'm just going to put this paint all over, not really thinking too much about where the placement is. I can always go over it later again. And I'm just kind of looking at color. This is going to serve as the background for the washi tape. Okay, so I have a few colors down here now, and at this point, I'm just looking at it from a perspective of it being a background. So we have kind of a rose, a white, a green. I'm going to add accents in black and white probably, but I just want to make sure that all of the tape is covered that I'm going to create on. Okay, so you can see a general pattern here with the colors and kind of the way it was applied. So we're just going to let it dry now and come back in and add some marks. I'm going to use this bronze yellow just to add some marks with the stencils. And I'm going to use this finger dauber to apply the paint. So not really thinking too much about where I'm putting it, because right now it just feels like one big happy canvas. So I'm just dabbing a little bit, and that's going to add some marks in random places. Switch over to white, try a few of those dabs. There's really no rhyme or reason, just kind of adding marks intuitively and kind of just having fun with the process. So next I'm going to use some stamps. I like this feather stamp. Just using my Stays On ink pad. This is just a stamp with different numbers on it. This is just a kind of a cool looking stamp. I'm going to add partial ones. Just stamping in between to kind of give it different interest. So now for the final part, I'm just going to go in with some Posca paint pens and make some little marks. Nothing big. You don't want to get too busy with these because they are meant to be a little bit of an accent, but you can kind of just go in and draw a little bit, add some interest to areas that might need a little extra bump. The idea is just to have fun with the marks and use kind of symbolism or marks that you like and that you'll use in your artwork. Okay, so that's it. It was really a simple process. You don't have to make it too complicated, just use what you have. But now what you can do is take a pair of scissors, just cut the paper down to size. And the beauty is you can store it just like this, like a flat piece of paper. But in reality, you have this beautiful piece of handmade washi tape that you can use in your artwork. The wax paper keeps it from sticking and also it keeps it sticky so it will stick in your artwork. Here's another round of tape that I did. Use different colors. So I hope you enjoyed this today. I had so much fun doing this. I hope this was helpful in your art practice to create materials that you love and will use. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hope to see you again soon.